Welcome to Glad Science, where I'm always glad to see you. I'm Sakshi, and today I'll be taking you through cell respiration. Cell respiration is a series of reactions in which cells release energy from glucose and transfer it into molecules of ATP or adenosine triphosphate. ATP is a molecule that stores energy for immediate use within the cell for active transport, the contraction of muscles, and passing nerve impulses. It is made up of ribose, the nucleotide adenine, and 3 phosphates as pictured here. The equation for cellular respiration, which you should know very well, almost like the back of your hand, is glucose plus 6 oxygens goes to produce 6 carbon dioxide, 6 waters, and energy. There are also 2 types of respiration: anaerobic, which occurs in the absence of oxygen, and aerobic, which occurs when oxygen is present. Anaerobic respiration is also called fermentation. It includes glycolysis, which turns glucose into 2-pyruvates, and either alcohol or lactic acid fermentation. Alcohol fermentation is used in baking since it causes the bread to rise once yeast is added, and lactic acid fermentation occurs when we exercise. The burn you feel when you're doing strenuous workouts is the buildup of lactic acid and pyruvate in your muscles. Aerobic respiration, on the other hand, includes glycolysis, which takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell, and again, turns glucose into 2-pyruvates. Since glycolysis is a 10-step process and not as simple as I'm making it sound, you should know this formula or equation. 1 glucose plus 2 ATPs go to produce 2 pyruvates and 4 ATPs as well as 2 NADHs. So therefore, you only have 2 net ATP. The next part of aerobic respiration is the Krebs or citric acid cycle. It takes the pyruvic acid produced in glycolysis, combines it with coenzyme A, which is just actually a variation of vitamin A, to create acetyl-CoA. The acetyl-CoA goes into the cycle itself, which occurs in the matrix, and each turn creates 1 ATP, 1 FADH2, 3 NADHs, and 1 CO2. For those of you who don't know what NAD or FAD are, they are coenzymes that carry protons and electrons to the electron transport chain. So moving on, the electron transport chain is the next step in aerobic respiration. It occurs in the cristae of the mitochondria. If you don't know where that is or what that means, feel free to click somewhere on my face to jump to the video where I go over cell organelles. The electron transport chain produces a proton gradient, which you should think of as potential or stored energy. To create this gradient, electrons from NAD and FAD release energy that pumps protons of H+ across the cristae membrane. So you get 2 net ATP from the electron transport chain as well. The last step is chemiosmosis. It converts the potential energy from the proton gradient to convert ADP to ATP. ADP is just ATP but with 1 less phosphate group. In this process, you have what is called an ATP synthase. It is a proton channel that spins and it attaches phosphates to ADP as they enter. You should also know that oxygen is the last electron and proton receptor in the electron transport chain, or ETC. Water is created as a waste product, and in total, 32 net ATP are produced. The total amount of ATP you get in cellular respiration is about 34 or 36. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that helps, and I'm always glad to be of help.